Hello everybody, it's Bill's that college football guy here with yet another preview and prediction video. We're talking about the Tigers of LSU in the SEC. Brian Kelly's back at the helm again. How is this going to be better than last year? Well, we're going to take a look at this. First off, LSU last year went 9-4. They beat Baylor in the Texas Bowl. Brian Kelly is back for his fourth season as head coach of LSU. His previous 3 years, his combined record's 29-11, so he's not bad. Coordinators are back. Joe Sloan, his name is, begins his second season as offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach at LSU. LSU was 25th in total offense last year. Not bad. Blake Baker is back as his second season as defensive coordinator, and LSU was 61st in total defense. That's, for an SEC team, that's kind of low. We'll see how that goes. Is Brian Kelly going to Brian Kelly this year? We'll get into that. You know. When there's a game he just loses for no damn reason. So with the roster here, starting the offense, the quarterbacks. This is Garrett Nussmeier's job. I mean, you got Jujuan Johnson, the sophomore. He's he's probably the leading candidate for third string. There's a lot of freshmen and redshirt freshmen and some sophomores hold over, but I think he has the potential to be the third stringer. Backup is most likely to be Michael Van Buren Jr., the sophomore, is a transfer from Mississippi State as a true freshman last year. 140 out of 256, 1,886 yards, 11 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions. So he did something. But he's going to be back up. Is Garrett Nussmeier. He's trying to get himself to the Heisman Trophy presentation here. If he's not winning it, at least get into the ceremony. 330, the redshirt senior, 337 for 525, 4,052 yards, 29 touchdowns, and 12 picks. It's his job to lose, and I don't think he's losing it. Running backs. When we got a lot of freshmen done anything here, there's really 4 guys who've got be a serious shot in the rotation. You got Malachi Lane, the senior, Joseph Ibun, the redshirt sophomore. Neither of them recorded any stats from last year. So realistically, 1 and 2. If you ask me to pick it right now, Caleb Jackson, the junior, he's probably going to be running back number 2. 44 carries, 150 yards, but he didn't have a touchdown. Caden Durham, the sophomore, is a true freshman last year, balled out, 140 carries, 753 yards, and 6 touchdowns. I think he's probably going to be taken over as number 1. But could something else happen here? But I think he's probably going to get the job. Wide receivers, we got a problem here. There's a lack of experience in this room. What I mean by that is we got, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 guys legitimately got a shot in the wide receiver room. How many of them had at least 10 receptions at the FBS level last year or 20 at FCS? 2. A lot of potential. This is giving me a lot of potential here. So we look at the ones who haven't done anything. You've got Destin Hill, the redshirt sophomore, a transfer from Florida State. He missed all of last season due to injury, so we'll see how that goes. You've got Nick Anderson, the redshirt junior transfer from Oklahoma. Barry Brown, the senior transfer from Kentucky. And then 3 holdovers on the internal roster from last year's team. Cowan Helene, the redshirt junior. Isaiah Stone, the redshirt sophomore. Noah Nash, the redshirt senior. Apparently special teams guys they may get in the rotation here. We did have a couple guys who recorded some stats, just not enough under 10 receptions. Chris Hilton Jr., the redshirt senior, and Kyle Parker, the redshirt sophomore. So the 2 that did something here, well, you had Xavion Thomas, the senior, 23 receptions, 218 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Wide receiver number 1 is back. That's Aaron Anderson, the redshirt junior, 61 receptions, 884 yards, and 5 touchdowns. So he's back. Can they get everything going around him? Maybe some true freshmen, I think, are going to get some playing time in this one. As for which ones, I'm not sure. Because they have a lot of talent in the wide receiver room who is very, very young, but who's going to showcase their skills and prove themselves in fall camp completely to get the start. We're going to see. Tight ends as well. Lack of experience. You only got 2. There's really 4 guys who got a legitimate shot in the tight end room. Only 2. Is it 2 guys? 4 guys shot. It's only 2 made stat magnifications for me. You got Giovanni Peterson, the redshirt senior, and Donovan Green, the redshirt junior transfer from Texas A&M. Neither of them recorded any stats last year. You have Tredez Green, the sophomore, is a true freshman last year for LSU, 13 receptions, 101 yards, and 4 touchdowns. And then you got Bauer Sharp, the redshirt senior transfer from Oklahoma, 42 receptions, 324 yards, and 2 touchdowns. So who's going to be the starting tight end? I don't know. Again, there's freshmen here that can make a play on this, so we're going to see how this is going to go. Offensive line, very young. Can play, but young. 15, I don't remember, it's more than 15 offensive linemen on the roster. Only 3 of them are upperclassmen. Very young. How well is that going to contribute into this? But they're young, but they're talented. So that's something that's got to go into here. All right. Defensive line. Going on the defense here. There's actually going to be a pretty good battle here. And transfers, who's going to be the starters on the defensive line, and transfers are definitely going to decide who that is, because we got legitimately 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12 guys who legitimately got a shot in defensive line rotation. This one's a lot better than some of the other rooms. Like the offense, you notice there's a lack of game experience. Not here. I mean, the ones who didn't do anything last season at all. Let's see if we pull this up list here. Ahmad Bro, the can be in stats too. Joey August, the redshirt sophomore, is the only one on the list who didn't at least record some stats from last year. He's the only one. Now the guys who made at least defensively, it's 10 tackles or less. 20. It's less. It's 10 tackles or more to qualify, 20 or more for FCS Division II, Division III, NAIA. You get the idea. Junior college, community college. You can do at least 20 to qualify for me. You prove you did something on the year. Bunch of guys recorded some stats. Didn't make the qualification. You got Dominic McKinley, the sophomore. Sadir Mitchell, the redshirt sophomore transfer from Texas. You have Sean Washington, the redshirt senior. Jacobian Gilroy, who's a redshirt senior. We also have Dylan Carpenter, the redshirt sophomore, who all didn't qualify on the tackles line here. Now, worst to first, who did something here? Everybody here is FBS. We have 6 guys who made plays. So that's what I said. It's going to be interesting to see who comes in the defensive line rotation here. Worst to first, you got Gabriel Relaford, the sophomore, is a true freshman last year. He had 10 tackles and 2.5 sacks, or half a sack. Well, I'm kind of fast, but either way, he contributed last year. Then we've got Ahmad Bro, the sophomore, is a true freshman, 17 tackles last season. And then we get into the meat and potatoes of this here. You've got Jamari Butler, the grad transfer from Nebraska, 22 tackles and 2 sacks. We have Bernard Gooden, the redshirt senior transfer from South Florida, 35 tackles, 1.5 sacks, and 2 pass deflections. We have Patrick Payton, the redshirt senior transfer from Florida State, 35 tackles and 4 sacks. And Jack Pyburn, the senior transfer from Florida, 60 tackles, 1 sack, 1 forced fumble, and a pick. Like I said, transfers are going to be determining who's starting on this unit here. But we're going to see how that goes. But it's a solid unit. Linebackers, there's some in here in the game experience-wise, but not much. I mean, realistically, we got, 9 guys who got a shot in the rotation. Jake Ibieta, the redshirt sophomore, and Gabe Leonard's the redshirt senior. Along with, didn't record any stats as earlier. Princeton Malbrew, the redshirt junior, he got injured in the season opener against USC and then missed the rest of the season last year. So they didn't record any stats. Those who did, Tyler Singleton, the redshirt freshman, and Kenzel Kelly, the grad transfer from, I forgot to write down the school he's transferring from. Brian Kelly's son. So he did something like, he played a little bit last year at USC, he transferred in, so he's technically a grad transfer. He grad transferred middle of the season last year, and then came in, so we'll see how that goes. With those who made the stats, we got, in the linebacker room, we got 4, including a beast. I'm going to do 2 out of school here. Harold Perkins Jr., the redshirt junior, 16 tackles. Darhan Keys, the sophomore, is a true freshman last year, 31 tackles, 1.5 sacks, 1 interception, which was a pick 6, 3 pass deflections. He's all over the place. He's in the line room. What is up with the Weeks family at LSU? I don't have him down here, the freshman brother. You have the older brother, who's West Weeks, who's a redshirt senior, was a grad transfer, came over, 16 tackles. And then younger brother, Whit Weeks. Number 1 tackler. 120 tackles, 3.5 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, an interception, and 4 pass deflections. He led the teams in solo tackles. He led the team in assisted tackles. Beast. And the Weeks family, all of them play linebackers. All in the family, right? I guess. All right. I see you. Now, so you had some... The Weeks family will definitely determine who's going to be starting on this team. Secondary, best unit on the defense. Not even a contest here. We got legitimately, if I could talk, 16 guys who could possibly get into the rotation here. Now, we do have a few here, 2, that didn't record any stats last year, so they're probably on the outside looking in. Craig Walton Jr., the redshirt sophomore, and Justin Eccles, the redshirt junior. Both of them were primarily the special team guys. You know, they played there, but didn't really, they played all, they didn't record any stats. Those who did less than 10 tackles recorded some stats from last year. We're talking about Michael Turner Jr., the redshirt freshman, Wallace Foster IV, the redshirt freshman, Jakeem Jackson, the redshirt sophomore transfer from Florida State. Actually, from Florida, excuse me, correct myself. Along with Joel Rogers, the redshirt freshman, and Austin Osbury, the redshirt junior. I also forgot about Tyson Short. He was redshirt sophomore. He didn't record any stats last year. All those previous ones I mentioned prior to him, they didn't meet the qualification. Now, those who made the qualification for me on my list, worst to first, like we've been doing. P.J. Woodland, the sophomore, 20 tackles, 1 forced fumble, and 3 pass deflections as a true freshman. Not bad at all. Before him, I forgot to mention Javian Toviano, the junior, 12 tackles and a forced fumble. Then we got in here Deshaun Spears, 25 tackles, sophomore, 25 tackles and a pass deflection as a true freshman. You got Tamarcus Cooley, the redshirt sophomore transfer from NC State, 39 tackles, 1 sack, 2 forced fumbles, 3 picks, and 6 pass deflections. There are 4 guys on this team with at least 50 tackles in the secondary. 2 of them are transfers. So, full disclosure. We got Ashton Stamps, the junior, 50 tackles and 12 pass deflections. 12. Knocking the damn ball down. Jordan Gilbert, the redshirt senior, 52 tackles, a half a sack, a forced fumble, an interception, and 2 pass deflections. Then we have Mansour Delane, the senior transfer from Virginia Tech, 54 tackles, 2 forced fumbles, 4 picks, 7 pass deflections. And we end up with A.J. Halsey, the senior transfer from Houston, 74 tackles, 5 picks, and 7 pass deflections. We got some ball hawks on this secondary, which is going to bail them out a lot. Like, I look at the wide receiver room like the running wide receiver room, the receivers and the line, they're going to get better as the year goes on. Early in the year, there could be some hiccups, but I think it's going to be interesting season, and they really don't have that bad of an early start to the year. This is going to be interesting here. Start the season here. It's the Battle of the Tigers, the Battle of Death Valley in the schedule prediction part of this video. Battle of the Tigers, Battle of Death Valley, and a rematch of a national championship game. LSU goes on the road at Clemson. Season opener for both schools. The last time these schools met was in the 2020 College Football Playoff National Championship game when LSU, with Joe Burrow as starting quarterback, beat Clemson to win it. This last time they played was in the national championship game. So I think Clemson's a little bit pissed about that. This is going to be a very tough game, a very physical game. But LSU's losing to Clemson on the road. Second game of the year, they come at home to start their season opener against Louisiana Tech. Louisiana Tech plays Southeastern Louisiana the week before. Last time these two schools met was in 2018. LSU won 38-21 in Baton Rouge. LSU's looking to go 5-0 all-time versus Louisiana Tech. They will go 5-0 all-time. They're going to beat Louisiana Tech. Then they go home against Florida. Nussmeier versus Lagway. Florida plays South Florida at home the week before. Last meeting was last year. Florida won 27-16 in Gainesville. This is kind of interesting here. The all-time rivalry, I look at the stats, I'm doing up things right, is actually tied. 34, 34, and 3. Kind of interesting. Who is going to take over the lead here? Florida is a good team. LSU has their things, but the fact is, it's just so down the middle based upon strengths of both teams. So I coin flipped it. Who's at home? LSU is. You're going to get the victory over Florida. Barely. Now, you're playing at home Southeastern Louisiana, the same school Louisiana Tech played 2 weeks earlier, or 3 weeks earlier. Southeastern Louisiana plays Mississippi Valley State at home the week before. College football fans, NFL fans, remember Mississippi Valley State, ring any bells? Yeah, that's the GOAT wide receiver. You can argue with me, Jerry Rice. That's where he went to school. Previous meeting between these two schools took place in 2018. LSU won 31-0 in Baton Rouge. The only time they ever played. LSU obviously looking to go 2-0 all-time versus Southeast Louisiana, and they will go 2-0 all-time against Southeast Louisiana. Now, first test of the year. On the road in Oxford at Ole Miss. Ole Miss plays Tulane at home the week before. Last meeting was last year. LSU won 29-26 in Baton Rouge. There's no Jackson Dart there. You couldn't win with Jackson Dart, and I don't trust the quarterback room. Ole Miss is going to take a step back this year. Ole Miss is going to take a step back. And LSU, I trust Nussmeier, even though the offensive line is young. I trust them more than I trust Ole Miss. They're going to go on the road to Oxford. They're going to beat Ole Miss. Yeah, that's going to be somewhat of an upset for some people, but that's what they got going on here. And then they have a bye, come out of the bye, at home against South Carolina. LSU's homecoming game. Maybe the best matchup, quarterback matchup of the season in this game. Both schools, ironically, have a bye week the week before, so both have 2 weeks to prepare for this. South Carolina, Trout, Louisiana. Last meeting was last year. LSU won 36-33 in Columbia. They're back at home. This is going to be a fun one to watch, but I'm thinking LSU to beat South Carolina. Now, Diego Pavia, did your mouth write checks that your ass can't cash? Because LSU's coming to town on the road at Vanderbilt in Nashville. Vanderbilt actually has a bye week the week before. Last meeting was last year. LSU won 24-17 in Baton Rouge. You barely beat Vanderbilt. This game I actually struggled with this. I said, you're struggling with Vandy? They played South Carolina. Great matchup for. Texas A&M is after. This is in between. It's on the road. They've been at home for 2 weeks to prepare. Could you get caught sleeping? Possibly. I don't think so. I'm giving you the win over Vandy, but that's a game you can get caught sleeping on. Then they stay at home against Texas A&M. Texas A&M plays at Arkansas the week before. Last meeting was last year on these two schools. LSU won. Actually, that meeting was last year. Excuse me. A&M won 38-23 in College Station. I looked at this game here. This is another one where it's close. I just trust LSU's roster more than I do A&M's. A&M bought a lot of championships, bought a lot of guys to get to championships, but I just don't trust it. I'm picking LSU to beat A&M. So they're 7-1. They come out of the bye on the road at Alabama. Both schools have a bye week the week before. Last meeting was last year. Alabama won 42-3 in Baton Rouge. Yes, it's Ty Simpson. Yes, they're going to have problems. Early. This isn't early. This is late. In Tuscaloosa. Brian Kelly. Mental block. LSU's losing at Alabama. And they're at home against Arkansas the following game. Arkansas has a bye week the week before. And you play Alabama the week before. Last meeting was last year. LSU won 34-10 in Fayetteville. Arkansas's got 2 years to prepare. Is Sam Pittman coaching for his job? He is. But I think you're going to beat Arkansas. So now, is the next game. You're at home. Final home game of the season against Western Kentucky. I already covered this game in the Western Kentucky preview prediction video. You're going to beat Western Kentucky. So final game of the year. They are 10-1. Give me 9-1. Excuse me, 9-2 at this point. against Oklahoma. On the road in Norman. Oklahoma plays Missouri at home the week before. Last meeting was last year. LSU won 37-17. In Baton Rouge. But that was a different quarterback. It was Jackson Arnold. This is John Mateer. The team's going to be humming. LSU looking to go 4-0 all-time versus Oklahoma. And Brian Kelly is going to Brian Kelly and lose to a team that he's not supposed to. I have you on the road, finishing the year, losing to Oklahoma to finish 9-3, 6-2 in conference. Because Brian Kelly is known for playing with fire. I think Oklahoma's going to have their stuff figured out by that point. LSU's going to have injuries possibly at that point. We'll have injuries at that point. And Brian Kelly, always Brian Kelly's. He always does. There's one game a year he loses he's not supposed to. Every single one this year. Like the floor, I look at this. What games could flip? Could the Clemson game flip? Possibly. Cade Klubnik, Garrett Nussbaum. I don't know. Could the Florida game flip? Possibly. Could the Ole Miss game flip? Possibly. Could the South Carolina game flip? Possibly. Could the Vanderbilt game flip? Possibly. Alabama, I see them losing regardless. Arkansas, maybe. Oklahoma. There's a lot of games that can flip here. They can go from 10-2 to 6-6. I mean, this could flip all over the place. Not 10-2. 9-3 to 6-6. My bad. That was my original idea, was to give him a victory over Oklahoma. But I look at it going like, no, Brian Kelly is going to Brian Kelly. Brian Kelly's going to Brian Kelly. He always does it. He loses a game he's not supposed to. And at Norman, he should beat Oklahoma to get a spot in the college football playoff. And Brent Venables, to not put himself on the hot seat, is going to beat LSU in Norman. 9-3, 6-2 in conference. But I'm done enough yapping. You need to let me know what you think about all this down in the comments. So again, thanks everybody for watching the video. If you haven't done it already, do me the favor. Smash the like button, hit the thumbs up. Helps the algorithm of the video be seen by more people. Comment on the video. Without all the extras, I'm going to go through the schedule again. I want you to tell me what you think LSU's record will be. Start off the season on the road at Clemson, home against Louisiana Tech, home against Florida, home against Southeastern Louisiana, at Ole Miss, bye week, home against South Carolina, at Vanderbilt, home against Texas A&M, second bye week, at Alabama, home against Arkansas, home against Western Kentucky, at Oklahoma. You let me know what you think about what the record's going to be down in the comments. Share the video if you want to, and if you haven't done it already, check out some of the videos that I've done. If you like them, hey, subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to True Create, trying to make some magic happen here, folks. Keep it growing. Keep it going in a positive direction. If you want to follow me in the craziness that is X, the link is in the description. So again, thanks everybody for watching the video. We got more preview and prediction videos coming because I got to knock all these out before the start of the season, 23rd. There's 24 more. There's a dozen more plus to do. A lot of work. So thanks everybody for watching. Everybody's having a great day. Be safe out there, and please be good to each other.